Welcome back to SFT 10, everybody. Jay Adams alongside longtime UFC veteran Billy Quarantillo and the CEO and founder of SFT, Mr. David Hudson. This next fight we have been waiting for all night long. Isabela De Padua making her way into the arena. This is her second fight at SFT. She had her debut at SFT 8 with a big win. She got that rear naked choke. And now that was versus Anna Carolina. Now she's stepping in to fight a very tough Gloria de Paula here at SFT 10. This is going to be a great fight. And look, you think she's stoked to be fighting yet again in SFT? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a great one, Jay. And don't let these girls' records confuse you. 2-1 versus 3-1. This fight has a lot of riding on it. The winner of this fight is moving one big step closer, to those championship fights, those big high-level fights. And the loser is going to have, kind of go back to the drawing board. So this is a very high-level match between two very fierce ladies. And like you said, we've been anticipating this one for a long time now.
Isabela has great stand-up game. She's a South American karate champion. She's got a blue belt in Muay Thai, but she's not afraid to go to the ground as well. She's got a great heritage under Paulo Tavares, BJJ, Team Nikolai. She's not afraid to go to the ground if she has to, but boy, she is heavy-handed. You've got a good look at her hands right there. She can knock you out with both the left and the right. And Glorinha might want to try to take this one down to the ground. I don't know if she wants to stand and trade with Isabela De Padua.
Absolutely. This is going to be a good one. Coming to the stage next is going to be Paula with a 3-1 record. This is going to be a great match. We're super excited for this one.
Yeah, Gloria de Paula is now stepping into the arena. She, as you said, Billy Quarantillo, is 3-1. She's just 25 years old. Fighting out of Campinas, Sao Paulo, Shoot Box Academy, Diego Lima running that academy. So she's going to have an insane ground game, to say the very least. And there you see De Paula. She is very excited about this fight. This really is kind of a coronation fight for both of these strawweight athletes. They both know how bad the other one is. And so they both wanted this test. And David Hudson said, "You got it."
When my matchmaker and I, we look for the fighters, we don't just look at the win-loss record, but we look at to see who they fought and what their win-loss record was. And Gloria de Paula, her loss came in her second fight. She fought a girl named Ariana Carnelosi, who was 6-0 at the time. So just accepting the fight for me says, wow, this woman's got guts. But the interesting thing is that Carnelosi went on to win the next 5 fights, and she just signed a contract with the UFC. So Carnelosi is going to be debuting the UFC. I think she has a fight coming up in 4 months.
There you can see De Padua is 29 years old, 115 pounds. That's 5'5", and De Paula is 5'5" as well. She's just 25 years old. This fight's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the strawweight division. That's 115 pounds, and these girls are gonna get after it.
Yeah, and like we were saying, De Paula's got 7 victories in Muay Thai, so expect both girls to be very comfortable on the feet. This is going to be a battle. Starting off early right now. Let's get it.
Yeah, we were talking about De Padua's stand-up pedigree, but you're right about that, Billy. 7 straight wins as a Muay Thai fighter. So, De Paula is not going to be shy about standing and trading. To answer our earlier question, will she want to stand and trade with De Padua? When you look at that Muay Thai heritage, she will be more than glad to stand and trade with Glorinha.
Absolutely, and you see Isabela getting pushed up against the cage here, right into it. These girls never take a second off. These girls are getting right after. Beautiful knee right up the gut.
Isabela De Padua is in the black trunks with the blue gloves, and De Paula is in the white shorts with the red gloves.
A little bit of a stalemate right here. I know both girls really want to let those strikes go. They don't want to make any big mistakes too early here.
There's early scouting rumors that some of the bigger shows have their eyes on both of these strawweights. And so now these strawweights, not only did they want to test each other against themselves, knowing how good the other one was, but they also know that scouts from 2 or 3 of the bigger organizations in the world have their eyes on both of these strawweights. And I know, Mr. Hudson, you're only too glad to bring these fighters up and to get them excellent matches so that they can get onto the big stage for bigger money. I know you're very generous about that as being a fighter's promoter.
No, for sure. You know, we want people to be able to make a living out of MMA. We know in Brazil, in today's world, we can't pay them the purses that some of the international people do. But they get, you know, fighting at the SFT, you get center stage, you're on TV for the world to watch. Our social media is pretty good, so you know the people that fight in SFT, their life changes. They get more kids coming in to take classes with them. Isabela De Padua, she's a baker. She makes cakes and sweets, and I know after her last fight, she started getting more orders, and they'll close fights with Russia and hopefully with the UFC as well.
Nice, and we saw Isabella with a huge takedown, you know, to start this fight off. Gloria looking for the leg lock, but she's in that bottom position. She needs to find a way back up because Isabella, this is where she's going to do some good work here. If she's able to stay on top, she's controlling the fight right now. We'll see if Gloria can get the reversal.
You know, Gloria de Paula used to be a model for a fightwear brand, a global brand, and now she's a fighter, model turned fighter.
Respect to that. Anyone who can model but decides to fight anyway, they got my respect.
I know. Tell me about it. I could just think of her mother. Don't do that to your face, honey.
You're right. Oh man, Isabella doing a good job controlling this top position.
You saw Glorinha go for the ankle there, and wisely De Padua pulls away into side control.
You know, and getting back to those jiu-jitsu matches, you know, right here it wouldn't be that big of a deal to be on bottom. But with Isabella looking to, you know, land punches and elbows, Gloria needs to find a way to get back to her feet because, you know, on the scorecard she's losing in this bottom position.
So De Padua looking to posture up and now rain down some elbows. And De Paula wants to get out of there. This is a horrible position for her. And you certainly don't want this to be the last thing the judges see towards the end of the first round here. You want to try to get to your feet and maybe steal around, get the hands busy. You've got that Muay Thai striking background, but solving the riddle that is De Padua's top game is more easy to say than to do.
Yeah, but she's doing a good job, you know, minimizing damage. You know, she's got her nice little frame there. So even though she is losing on the scorecards, I think she's doing a good job, you know, not taking too much damage here. You know, she's obviously still in a bad spot. She needs to try to either get back to full guard or try to get back to her feet. But she is doing a good job, you know, isolating that leg, making sure Isabella can't open up with the big shots. And there she goes, right back to full guard here. You know, we've noticed that theme in Brazil. These guys and girls are all really good at jiu-jitsu. But yeah, she needs to find a way up. Looking for the armbar here.
Wow.
Looking for the armbar, Jay.
A nice active guard now for De Paula. Going for the sub here. De Padua trying to defend. Hard to tell if she's got it. She's trying to stretch out De Padua now. She's got her wrist, Billy.
Oof. It's going to be saved by the bell.
Oh, saved by the bell.
Oh, I thought they were calling it.
Wow.
That
was close.
So De Paula, beautiful way to end the first round. Here's action from earlier in the first round. There's that nice hip toss that you like, Billy, for De Padua, and the up kicks now from De Paula.
Yeah, great first round. I think Isabella probably won the round on top, but Gloria doing a great job with this armbar, got the reversal. Definitely, that was the closest moment we had of finishing the fight. Very, very competitive first round here.
How much damage does those elbows do compared to a punch with the gloves on?
It depends, man. There's times where it doesn't look like much and they'll really rock you, and then, you know, the cuts are the biggest part of it too. So it really just depends who's throwing it, how effective they are. But yeah, I don't want to get hit with any elbows.
Welcome back to round two, everybody. Jay Adams here alongside longtime UFC veteran Billy Quarantillo and the founder and CEO of SFT, Mr. David Hudson. You are watching a strawweight matchup between Glorinha de Paula and Isabela De Padua. There's a great look at De Paula who tried to steal the first round at the end with that armbar attempt. And De Padua defending right at the end. And as Mr. Hudson said, saved by the bell.
Yeah, good jiu-jitsu off her back. I would like to see her not give up that takedown. Ooh! These girls are swinging now. But like you said, great first round. We're kicking off the second round with a lot more action right here.
Yeah, clearly De Padua's corner told her we want to see more hands because she came out firing elbows and hands.
Yeah.
De Padua doing a good job of closing the distance because I think De Paula has a reach advantage and maybe a little more finesse advantage, a little more boxing. And De Padua doing a good job of making this ugly fight, making it a fight in a phone booth. You know, that's her kind of her MO is she's so strong and she's got nasty elbows. This is right where she wants to be. This is her fight if she can keep De Paula pressed up against the cage.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Jay. I think making an ugly fight is what Isabela wants to do here, and she's doing a good job. You know, using that physical size advantage. You know, where she's just kind of bullying her a little bit, making it ugly, keeping her up against the cage, making her wrestle, making her work. And that was probably her strategy, and she's doing a good job. You know, using that game plan effectively with another takedown right here too.
Yeah, she's able to get the takedown when she needs it, Billy, and that's been the key for her. Whenever she gets in a little trouble, or if she's sensing the referee's going to come and break him, which is what she does not want. She doesn't want to follow at the center of the cage dancing. This is exactly where she wants it. She's been able to implement her game plan pretty much throughout the fight, with the exception of the end of the first round. This is what I thought the ref was going to stand him up.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. It looked like she was kind of giving the ref like you're going to stand us up. But if she can get back to guard, she can go right back to those arm bars and those setups. Isabela needs to stay away from that full guard because you can tell it's a dangerous guard that Glorina's got right there.
Yeah, fighting under the tutelage of Diego Lima. You know she's going to have some great submissions over at the Shoot Box Academy. And she's okay with going to the ground. I think she'd prefer to stand, with that Muay Thai heritage. But she's okay with the ground as well. She's already proved to us she's good. She has a good offensive guard, good active, robust guard. You see, she's constant movement, which is what you look for. I would love to see her get up right here, because even with that great guard, Jay, she's still losing right here. That's right.
And she's taking damage.
That's
right.
Okay,
the ref's standing him up now. I think we're going to see some quick action right here from the get-go.
Yeah, I agree. De Paula needs to get active. What she doesn't want to do is dig herself a hole, and that have to win in the third round by stopping De Padua. You always want the stoppage, but you don't want to be forced to stop to win the fight.
My God, it's just like a machine gun, just firing it up.
The right hands, one after another, the combinations on their
my God.
Right, left, right,
she
left.
stepped up her gears up completely. She's really letting those hands go and making this a dogfight.
Man, De Padua, that was a great sequence there. De Paula really doesn't have an answer for that kind of power. If De Padua can keep that up, she's probably going to stop De Paula, but she...
And it looks like, I think the wrestling might be wearing on her a little bit. She looked a little bit more aggressive in the first round. Now she's slowing down a little bit, and that mixing in the wrestling, and man, these big strikes.
Oh, these combinations.
Oh, God. And there's nowhere for her to go. She's got to...
right. Another right. The overhand right is finding its mark.
She's knocking her around now.
Yeah, De Paula's got to get that left hand up, Billy, because that overhand right has found its mark 3 times in that last combination.
I would like to see her circle more. You can tell Isabela just keeps pushing her up against the cage. We call it the warning track when you're about 2 or 3 feet away from the cage, and Isabela is just cutting her off and pressuring her with strikes, pressuring her with just keeping her up against the cage, really just controlling this fight through the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I agree. And she's been able, you said the key word there, Billy, she's been able to cut her off. She's cutting off the cage. She's not letting De Paula find her rhythm. She's not letting De Paula get on her bike. She's not letting that finesse Muay Thai game go. Good sprawl there.
Yeah, good takedown defense. That's what she needs. She can't just keep going to her back right here. If she keeps going to her back, she's going to lose. But she's in a great spot right here. She needs to make it happen in those last 30 seconds because she might be down to 2 rounds.
This is almost where the Muay Thai is hurting her because she should be breaking here. She should be breaking away, but she's so used to those knees and elbows, she doesn't want to break. She loves the plum. There she goes to the plum.
Isabela's really aggressive with those hands, so I think she might be comfortable. Ooh, beautiful knees right up the middle.
Followed up by her right.
Close out the round.
Isabela now saying no.
Oh my God!
What a
Those
fight.
right hands. Man, De Padua's got a gas tank. And she's throwing everything into those punches at the end of the second round.
Wow, that was definitely one of the more exciting rounds we've seen here. Just an absolute war, dropping each other, playing the ground game, playing the striking game.
Look at those fights.
Handed. Wow.
So far, this is the fight of the night. These
This
girls
is
are
it.
getting an extra check for sure, I would think.
Yeah, they're fighting for those bonuses.
Oh, yeah.
But you see, there's that overhand right, guys. That is what De Paula. Oh, and a nice left hand. Yeah, De Paula does not have an answer for that overhand right. She's been hit with it like 10 times.
Yeah.
And De Padua is sending that right with mean intentions.
Look at these knees right up the middle. I know she's feeling that one right up the middle, and then she gets her again with it.
Oh, God.
Are nasty. That is someone who's been doing Muay Thai for a very long time. You can tell how she delivered the knees. She brought her hips in on it. Doesn't look like much. I don't think she stole around with that. But Isabella is definitely going to be feeling those knees going into round 3.
Jay Adams alongside Billy Quarantillo and David Hudson. All action here in this strawweight matchup going into the third and final round. There you see Belina fighting out of the blue corner. She most likely put rounds number 1 and rounds number 2 in the bank. Most likely, Gloria de Paula has to stop De Padua here. You don't want yourself to be in that situation where you have to stop your opponent, but most likely De Paula is going to have to go to her bag of tricks, go to that Muay Thai arsenal that she has, and stop this young Turk right here in the third and final round.
Yeah, absolutely. I've gone into a few third rounds knowing that I need to get a finish. I've been able to do it a few times, but it's definitely not a great feeling knowing you're down two rounds unless you have more cardio. I've definitely looked at my opponent going into the third round. If I have more gas than them, that motivates me to turn it on. But man, both these girls are they're out for blood right now. This is just a dogfight right here.
Yeah, De
Isabella
Padua's not
again
letting up.
controlling it.
Yep. Yeah, it's worked for De Padua, and so she keeps going back to it. De Paula's fighting off the cage. Kind of awkward for someone who has good footwork like her. Gotta watch the back of the head there, those 12-6s. But yeah, this is not De Paula's fight game, and that's been the difference. De Padua's been able to implement her game plan and, assert her will over De Paula.
Absolutely, and like you said, she obviously doesn't want to be pressed up against the cage like this. Isabella just doing a great job coming out, throwing those strikes, pushing her up against the cage, basically taking the lead in the fight. And if she continues with it, I think she's going to cruise to a unanimous decision, especially if she can get this takedown right here.
So the question is, can De Paula get a late in the third round knockout? She's got knockouts over Tawani Fernandez, Lucy Morale, Beatrice Silva. She's got KO power. For a 115-pounder to already have 3 knockouts, she's got the KO power. Can she bring that to bear here in the late round here, final round here at SFT 10? Time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see. And you see these knees up the middle. She's got beautiful knees. She keeps hitting her with them. Will it be enough? Because I think Isabella did a great job with the grappling and kind of wore her out a little bit. So right now, man, this is a tough time to need a knockout victory, especially with all this grappling that's happened so far.
3 minutes to go in the fight. It's been a De Padua fight. We've made it clear De Paula does have heavy hands. She's got
Those
deadly
knees.
Muay Thai, but she's not been able to slow down De Padua. She's got to say, how many knees do I have to give this girl before she slows down a little?
And this ref put him right back in there. Beautiful combo right there. Oh, they're trading again.
That's where De Paula wants to be. She needs to circle away from the power. Circle that. I like how she circled back to the center of the cage.
Yes.
She can't let De Padua press her up against the cage.
Yeah, she needs to keep circling and let those hands go. And I think this is a good strategy. Trade a little bit, and then when you get the clinch, land those big knees up the middle. But you got to defend this takedown here. Oh, good sprawl, good sprawl. I think Isabella's
stuff the
starting to get
takedown in the second round. She's been able to stuff it now.
Yes.
I don't think it's a threat anymore.
Yes, and Isabella's still doing a good job, pressuring it, but I think she's starting to feel, she's probably starting to feel worn out because of that high pressure that she's pushed. It looks like she has a bloody nose, too, and her eye's a little banged up. She's definitely taking the damage, but she's still winning on the scorecards, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you were just to take a look at the faces of both of these strawweights, you'd clearly think that De Paula won the fight, because you're right, De Padua's looking pretty banged up now. But it's been a De Padua fight.
Yeah. She's doing a great job mixing in the wrestling, mixing in the striking.
Oh, it's a key
Beautiful
takedown.
there.
Key takedown.
Gloria needs this submission. Unfortunately, it's a tough one to finish. Not easy with on the bottom like that. Unfortunately, going for that submission, she gave up the takedown. Very costly error right there by Gloria.
Huge, bad timing. She's already been demonstrated that she's having a tough time getting back to her feet against De Padua. So with just a minute to go here in the fight,
we'll see. She's got full guard. She was able to throw up that triangle or that armbar, looking for a triangle here. If she could thread those legs through, a minute left. She needs a Hail Mary. She needs a submission attempt or a big knockout. And since she's already on her ground, she needed to go for that submission right here. Isabela looks like she's kind of coasting here. Smart move.
Glorina's got to show a little more urgency here.
Yeah, absolutely.
She should have tried to get to her feet a lot earlier than that.
Yeah, this ref kind of doing him a favor, letting him back up. But Isabela having none of it, taking her right back to the ground. And that looked like, at the end of a football game when they down it looked like that takedown right there could have just sealed this fight. Unless Glorina could throw something up.
Yeah, De Paula looks like she doesn't really have an answer at this point. The final 10 seconds here in this strawweight fight. And again, De Paula with no sense of urgency here. She might not know how much time is left. She probably didn't hear the 10-second warning.
Yeah, she's, and not to take anything away from either fighter. This is an absolute great scrap. But Isabela definitely did enough, in my opinion, to win that fight. 3-0 or 2-1, but definitely I think she got the decision here, Jay.
Yeah, no question about it. You can see she feels very confident about the win as well, as she's already put her arm up. Let's see who the judges liked in this strawweight matchup.
Após 3 rounds de 5 minutos, os juízes pontuaram. Primeiro round, 29-28. Segundo round, 29-28. E terceiro round, 30-27. Declarando a vencedora por decisão unânime, Isabela Belinha de Padua.
So it looked like one judge had her winning all 3, and the other 2 judges had her winning 2-1. So they might have given Glorina that first round for that armbar attempt and that reversal. And then Isabela most likely took rounds 2 and 3, in my opinion.
Isabela De Padua now moving to 3-1 and looking very good in doing so. A perfect night. And David made his way up to the cage to get some picks. The man is fast.
Yeah, and like we were saying, credit to both ladies. They were 2 very, very tough ladies and a great fight overall.